that character.
Absolutely.
He hunted.
La 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 la.
88.
79.
Ah, that's a nice one. Where does your character see themselves in 20 years?
Oh, that's an interesting one. I'd say Neris probably sees himself as, I mean, partially as he already sees himself, just kind of further along the journey as an entrepreneur, but as, an established, respected one.
Like guild member, guild leader, independent all the way?
I think in general, ideal would be independent, but he could also see himself going with a guild in this new world, potentially, if it's the right guild and not connected to the wrong people. Has to be a guild he can trust.
Like, would you join a guild? Would you join a guild to try and see if it's the right one, or would you create your own and try to attract the right people?
Honestly, I could see that going either way. I think I need to know a bit more about the landscape currently, but I'd say probably... Oh, really, it could go either way. I'd say join. Just tentatively at the moment.
No, that makes sense. Okay, Heidi, what was yours?
79.
What unusual talents does your character possess?
Unusual talents.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
How many?
I don't know. Let me think on that for a minute. I don't know if I've actually developed one. I can pull one out of my ass here, though. Go for it, Crystal.
I was going to make a suggestion, look at your proficiencies and things you're good at and try and to link something there, but you go ahead.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, what was your number?
Okay.
89.
What is your character's relationship to magic? Are you afraid of it, intrigued by it, indifferent to it?
She respects magic. Being a magic master, kind of.
Slight. You're not super excited that you can do it, but you respect that this is one of your tools, and you respect that.
Yes.
Valuable tool in the arsenal.
Yes.
Yeah, no. If someone jams the magic, an arrow to the face usually fixes it. If they're wearing super heavy armor, magical arrow usually fixes it.
Yep.
Big explosive magic arrow. No, that takes care of the whole crowd. Come to Neris on that one.
I mean, that depends how you want to make that explosion. The explosion is that there's a bomb on it, or the explosion is that someone cast multiply on that arrow and it just hit and just exploded outward.
I could see it going either way.
Oh god, that'd be horrifying. What would happen if someone built an enormous arrow and then cast reduce on it, and then just before, as it hits its arc, you essentially trigger the spell to end, so it just lands the size of a javelin from the air.
Oh.
That
actually, now that I think about it, taped. If you combined a bunch of javelins or harpoons or spears together, caused them to shrink, and then shot them like a normal arrow, and just had it on a timer. As soon as it left the arrow, once it was essentially steadied on it, just had it blow up halfway through the arc, so it just scatters almost like a shotgun.
I'm pretty sure Hawkeye has one of those.
Yeah, but he's got like level 20 friends of artificers and literal wizards to help him.
Yeah. Definitely comes in
And,
handy.
Ant-Man is definitely like an apprentice artificer because he's barely learning to use the tech he uses. Like the old man is the actual artificer.
Just gotta kind of use what you got, I guess. Sometimes what you got is some really cool stuff.
I mean, that's true. I mean, essentially like a level 20 artificer gave him his like power suit and said like, I'm slowly building this, but too much use of it didn't mess me up. My daughter, who knows everything, has a way better suit than you, though.
Yeah, that is honestly fair. It's kind of inarguably better. Flies
Okay.
and shoots people. But yeah.
No, yeah. Probably have better safety, too. All right, we ready to start?
I think so.
Yep,
Well,
I
did
think I got
Heidi-
my answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I just have it.
Okay, my highest bonus, I forgot about this, is a +6 on intimidation. And so just think the severity of Wednesday Addams combined with an Amish woman. We'll just go with that. Her unusual talent is being unsettling, I think.
Unnerving.
So I keep thinking like Wednesday Adam when they forced her to play in that play, but they would have made her like one of the Amish cast instead of like the Indian.
The Pilgrims, yeah.
You just imagine that intimidation, or like she's about to set someone on fire, but she's still wearing the Amish get-up instead of like the Indian one.
Absolutely.
All right, and we finally warmed up. We jump back into this little tale of ours. Now, you all, two of you are leaving the governor's mansion. One of you is heading back towards it, and you meet roughly in a 20-foot square that's essentially the stairs. As you both spot each other, you all spot each other. What do you do?
Fancy seeing you here.
Like 20 feet away from each other, so you're gonna have to scream it or get closer.
Oh, sorry.
Fancy seeing you. I'm just kidding.
Roya? You're back! Virtue will just scuttle on over to her.
Yes and no. And then she's gonna...
What's brought you back this way?
Walk past.
Do you need help? Is there something wrong?
Very much so.
What happened?
Well, is it something we might help you with?
I need to see Kurt.
Oh,
And
well, he left the courtroom, didn't he? Yes, I think he did.
Then that means I just gotta find him.
well,
Right.
would you like help with that, or are I assume you good to deal with that on your own, as most things?
Surely another set of eyes or two couldn't hurt.
Unless you know where Kurt is, I don't know how much help you'll be able to provide me.
Well, we can help you. We can still look and ask. And quite frankly, I do have just a smidgen more levity.
She does.
Missed the court. So I'll help you if you allow me.
She almost looks like it's like she's debating it, but then gives in. Fine, whatever, as long as we find him soon.
Very good. Then let's be going. And turn around and go with Roya, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I forget what we
too?
were doing, so. Leaving North
You
Roy.
guys, you were essentially told and given the information after you guys hit your rumors. Do you remember what those were?
I think we were going to check the docks.
What were they?
I think it was
that's
disappearances. I
right.
forget what
And we
they
were
were
given a
supposed to be.
job to like deliver something. Oh shoot! What was
Are
our
you
job?
talking
I
about
forgot
the-
all about this. Wow, I'm back.
Yeah.
I know.
The rumors are like the offering of the job, because one of them was essentially Constantine told you that his cousin is going to take a trip in about 3 days
Right.
to essentially, because he has to go give his regards to both the theocracy and both and also the Bridge Alliance. There it is.
Yeah.
And like,
Gotta
and
travel.
one of those is in the direction that one of you really wants to go to talk to someone. So it kind of worked out. He has some people to help guard him on the way.
Yep.
You guys get a guide.
Perfect. Yes, I forgot all about that. I'm excited. Okay.
And then you stayed to hear rumors, and one of you got a rumor that actually has something to do with someone else, but you guys would have no way of really knowing. You heard rumors of a phantom regiment.
That's
Very
right.
scarce.
I heard it.
Right. And she was really
yes.
excited about that, but we don't have as much of a
Yeah.
clue.
You specifically heard that one, and it was Virtue who heard the other one.
Yeah. Okay.
If I have these, if I'm reading this correctly, you specifically were listening in on the theocracy side, on the people specifically from Ptolemy. So you heard the rumors of people. There was attacks on the road, and also the thing of some people going, some of the natives going missing around the surrounding areas. Is that the right rumor? Damn, it's been too long. Can't remember if that was the right rumor. Okay, that might have been the rumor I gave you. Might have been a new one, but that's the info you got right now.
Okay. So I think we wanted to do the mission for traveling to the other city. I think was what we were planning on, and I think it was the. Well, I guess we wouldn't know that it's pertinent information for Roya to know about the Phantom Troop.
Yeah, that rumors of a phantom troop being spotted, sometimes assisting with some of the guards' forces in their skirmishes, or being spotted sometimes with disappearing caravans. Some of the caravans from the other factions have reportedly been attacked by this phantom regiment.
Interesting. But I think, I don't think that there was anything pressing. I know that there was some stuff with, because there was another tavern by the docks, was it? That the message had a lead for delivering the message. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah, out of the 3 you were told, one of them, you went to the first one, you told them that the person who worked there left to possibly go work at one of the other 2 when the main one essentially split up into 3.
Right. Okay.
One is by the docks, one is slightly out of the newly built town.
Okay.
That's something you can do together on your own time whenever you feel like it, because there's no real set time thing on this. Just whenever you get a chance, get this letter to so and so.
Yeah, when you get the chance, that sort of thing. Okay. So I think though the priority at the moment though is still checking in with.
That's all you guys. You set your priorities however you want. You want to finish the side missions first? Go for it.
Oh yeah, let's find Roya's mans here. Kurt, and I guess on the way, Virtue will fill her in about on these rumors. And
Yeah, Nurse will do the same just for
the
simplicity's
fact
sake.
that they've been invited to come and do this. Yeah, come in, and the idea to go and travel with why do I keep blanking on his name?
Lady Desarde is the one going on the expedition. Constantine is the one who's essentially providing the funds and travel.
Okay.
Yes, there we
So
go.
we'll be traveling with
Explaining
Spasarde.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Did you mention the Phantom
Cool
Regiment rumor?
beans.
That would be up to
Yeah,
you.
Neris will mention that.
All right, now I need both of you to roll me a quick d20. Virtue and Neris.
Okay.
Okay. I charged up my d20 to make it glow. All right, that's a
14.
18.
Okay, you both passed this one. This is essentially the rumor telephone. If you roll lower than a 10 on this, a snippet of the information is either left out or changed.
Oh.
It's how from rumor to rumor until unless it's something you know by heart, there's a chance that something might be mistranslated.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a 14. Was anything with the Phantom Troop miscommunicated, I guess, then?
No,
Or-
unless you hit under a 10, you can usually tell the
okay,
story.
That's right. Okay. So yeah, heard about from, I think it was a soldier, back in the, not a camp,
No, it was
Fortress.
merchant caravans. You heard this from.
Merchant caravan.
Okay. It was from the congregation side, though. Essentially in the rumor mill, because the traders that are essentially getting deals from the other factions heard about this happening to only them, but nothing so far has happened to anyone on this side.
Wait, Phantom Regiment. Was that all that you heard?
I mean, there were other things, but
What other things?
I actually don't remember the specifics. Was there what were they?
The other
Do I remember?
the other rumors you heard, or anything else from this specific rumor?
Anything else from the specific rumor? Because I think they were traveling, spotted somewhere, right?
No, just the
On the
people who
road.
were attacked. There was essentially on the road, and it was essentially the traders, the people, smaller caravans and such.
Yeah. So I'll communicate that it's not really anything specific, just that people were being attacked in these caravans.
And the few survivors, because whenever these guys hit, they usually don't leave any. They don't leave any survivors, or when it happens, they do it enough cloak and dagger, or it's essentially scorched earth, one or the other.
Yeah, so no spotting on what was exactly going on with that, but or who was doing it. But yeah, he'll communicate all the stuff that he knows about that. It's like, do you recognize this troop?
I hope I don't.
Kind of gives her a look like, care to elaborate? Or is this as much as we're getting?
She just lets out a rather large sigh and keeps walking. I mean, the sooner I speak to Kurt, the better.
Sooner the better.
Very well then.
Well,
Okay, you three
we should
make
go
your way
find him then.
inside.
Searching around. Do I see
Okay,
her?
so
Alright, same layout as before. Immense palace, plenty of servants walking through, doors, the armor, and the occasional servant walking downstairs. Where would you like to start your search?
Well, he was last seen in the courtyard, right? And or at least by us.
The last time you saw him, he was with Constantine, acting as his guard, just getting back from whatever he was, I guess, talking about with Roya. At least that's what you remember. It's because you two were the last to leave, like little court while you were listening to your rumors. So you do remember seeing him at Constantine's side, essentially behind him a few steps, just keeping an eye on the room with the other coin guard.
all right, then let's search around that general area. Should we make some perception checks or
You guys are
investigation
still
checks?
downstairs to get back up into the courtroom. You're still gonna have to wait in the line again.
If possible, can I pull aside a servant? Preferably a female one.
It takes you a little bit, but eventually you are able to grab one of the maids. Are you going for a servant or a coins guard? Because there are a mix of them in there. And while most of the coins guard are stationed, the servants are usually the ones more free moving, though a few guards occasionally move as well.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go for a female servant.
All right, and you get one. You have the attention of one.
Perfect. I'm looking for Kurt. Where can I find him?
Hello?
Hello.
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 Okay, sorry. Let me try that again. This time actually talk to you guys. Okay, the servant you just pulled, you can tell by the ears, half-elven, short hair cut, and a few piercings, tan-skinned, probably a wood elf, if you had to guess. And they are a little shaken when you suddenly grab them and ask them for him, and when they hear the word Kurt, they just kind of relax a little bit and just start giving you just a quick up and down, and then a quick look to your friends. He's probably up in the chambers. If you need a message, I can do that maybe later, but if you want to see him yourself, you're going to have to, I guess, either get in line or ask for a audience.
How quickly can you get him a message?
I can try and pass it along. I have no idea how quick it'll get to him. I also have some things to do.
She's gonna reach into her pouch and pull out 2 gold. Let me ask again. How quickly can you get him a message?
Gonna need you to roll me a quick persuasion check with advantage, and she's gonna do a quick insight check, and let's see how this goes.
23.
All right.
Boo boo.
Oh god, she rolled a 2. She takes the coin and just says, of course, poor thing. And he just gives you a very sympathetic look. I knew that idiot was going to get himself in a situation one of these days. I'll let him know to get in contact. And she just she just scurries off.
Hold on, need to roll something.
And you hear with your perception, it was at least 14, right? Or
My passive perception's a 15.
yeah, then you can hear those stupid monies like, stupid idiot knew he was going to get someone knocked up eventually.
Ah!
And she just proceeds to walk into one of those side quarters and out of sight.
Roya just kind of rolls her eyes, but she lets it pass. Whatever will get him out fastest.
Yeah. You gonna leave it there, or are you gonna keep looking?
I'm gonna wait a bit. I will probably follow the maid to where she left and just wait by that door.
It was a quick side door, essentially around a quick turn of the hall. It looked like it could have been a kitchen. It depends. Do you like standing right by the door next, or?
Yeah, I'd probably be standing right next to the door.
With your perception, you can hear like there's busy work, and there's apparently a new bit of commotion. A little hard to tell. It's muffled with a lot of the other activity, but words you can hear of something about an idiot, poor girl, and how has this not happened earlier?
At that, even given the situation, Roya lets out a small chuckle.
But yeah,
It's
you're not. It's not. It's less than 5 minutes before, essentially down the main stairs and the main steps, you hear a very loud and audible commotion, stomping, and a couple of things being like tossed out of the way. And you see Kurt running past down the steps where you guys were, and he seems to be just looking for someone. He does see you and you guys, but he just glances past, like only giving you like the barest of second glances before he keeps on looking and just runs outside.
Da, da, da,
no.
da, 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 da.
Alright,
Where's the Benny
time
Hill
to
theme
follow
song?
Kurt.
Sorry.
You go outside and you see him. He's talking to some of the guards, and he seems to be trying to like to give a description of someone. Roughly, and he just seems to be using dimensions, facial features. Says something about an elf, long hair. He's just, you can start to hear him. He seems to be describing you, but just a little less detail.
You are the suspicious person we are looking for.
And the guard just says, no one, not only one other, just gives a quick head shake of no, and he just keeps looking around like very confused. And almost just, there's like that slightest bit of panic, but also like a strange bit of intensity you've only seen a few times when he's taking something very seriously.
Yeah, Roya is going to walk up to Kurt, and then when she is close enough, she's going to give just a loud cough to try and get his attention.
He turns around, looks at you, and goes, "Oh, you're back. Or did you even leave?"
No, I left.
Back so soon, huh?
Sure. Quick thing. Have you seen some elf around here, blonde, long hair, so they were dressed up in some weird outfit. I don't know, said would have been looking for me around here. Can't seem to find them.
Is that your type?
I believe we went over this before.
Uh,
Woman is my type.
All of them above. All of them.
Do you have anything else to add to this description?
No, this is all I was given. Apparently something urgent, and I need to verify.
I'm sure it's very urgent. Why don't Kurt? We need to have a chat actually before you find this mysterious girl.
All right, you two just keep a lookout. If you see anything, just send me a message.
I mean, I generally ask what it is you're looking for her for.
Apparently they needed to speak to me about something important.
Right. Well, keep an eye out.
Thank you. All right.
Well,
Usual
I think
place, I guess.
This lady has something to tell you, I'd say. She'll nudge Roya towards Kurt.
Boy, do I have something to say.
Oh, do I got a word for you?
Oh, if I had... Oh, the old... Finally making friends. I'm so proud. Oh.
Friends is a generous word, but...
Friends, indeed. All right, come on. You can tell me all about how you met these wonderful people.
Yeah, sure. Let's go discuss
Not a particularly
that
long story.
in somewhere that's not here.
I mean, we were there, so unless you've got something else to say.
He's already walking away. I don't know if anyone else is following.
Yeah, fair.
Right next to him. Let's go.
Well, let's go after him.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, continuing.
We've got tea. We've got tea that he spilled and drunk up.
We don't pick up on stuff. I think I've noticed.
Oh yeah, no, well, definitely. Back inside, and he does lead you again into like that very empty, newly cleaned and organized room that you entered last time. That was very much not.
Very much not.
Well, I'm glad to see that some things don't change, Kurt.
I'd ask what you're talking about, but that would less time than we have. So, what did you need? Something else happened? Something new?
I looked at the body.
You've made friends. What's up? About to ask, what the hell happened?
It was eerily familiar.
All right, give me some more. I'm not sure which one we're talking about here. Come on, what? Did you find a new dress? You find a nice bow?
I
Some
found
arrows?
the body.
Whose?
The coin guard.
Mine?
I don't know.
You... Where?
Said you ID'd him.
Did anyone see you or tell me nothing's been burned to the ground?
No, but I was tempted.
That's fair. Fair. Who or no? You know what? It's better if I don't know. No one saw you. There's not a mess I need to clean up. you found his body, and what you said you found something similar on him?
Exactly the same.
Same as what?
Kurt, you know what?
Are you sure? I mean, fucking sure.
I have seen too many of these bodies to not recognize the signs.
Nope.
Hello?
No.
Okay, then I'm back. All right.
Can you
Try
hear
that
us?
one more time.
Okay.
All right, and back in character. He punches the wall.
That certainly seems in character.
Violence?
Fuck.
Roya looks
Was there any?
unfazed by that.
Was there anything else? Anything clue?
He was poisoned.
With what? Any ideas? Did it look like just a general type?
How much would I know about the poison that was used? Because I remember I was able to examine and determine that that's what happened. But I don't know how much I know about
Yes,
it.
you were able to determine because it was something you'd used before, something you were taught how to make and how to specifically synthesize to be, lethal, quick acting, slow acting, specifically taught to you and Kirk and the others in your troop.
Unless someone is going around revealing our secrets.
Curious.
Poisoned by a specific type of poison.
Well, that definitely narrows it down, but that also got us a long list. I can't exactly say I haven't taught anyone how to do that. But there's no one I can think of who would have used it on one of us, even less on a kid.
You don't think it's starting back up again, do you?
Before this meeting, I would have laughed at that. But I honestly can't say anymore. Here, the chances of being caught, the ability to hide it all, being this far away from the continent, from the main battalion, fuck, it could be happening right under our noses, and we honestly wouldn't know unless something happened.
And you haven't met anyone else familiar?
Not since I got reassigned here. Everyone, at least those I kept in contact with, are still back on the main continent. Some are just stationed at different cities.
There were these rumors about a phantom regiment attacking caravans. Do you think that
I've heard.
has anything to do with this?
Honestly wouldn't know. There are rumors coming out of this place about monsters, about creatures going through, some helping people, others hurting them, some that just stand still no matter what you do to them. Can't honestly say I can believe one until I've actually seen it. Even then.
let out
This-
another large sigh.
Look, the little time I've spent outside of this city and gone out into the actual wilds, this place doesn't always play by our rules. I don't exactly know why or how. The people here, creatures, even some of the magic just seems to do what it wants sometimes.
Fine. So what do you want to do? Are you just going to let it be?
No, I was already starting my own little side investigation on what happened to him. But with this, now I'm gonna have to be more careful. If we're right, if. And you can see him trying to say that almost like he's trying to convince himself. We need to be careful. I don't know. If this is back, that means someone's got to be running it. Someone who either knew how we did it or how it was done. Either someone's trying to bring it back or start it over. And I don't know for how long or how many they've already gotten settled. How many they might have already put through it.
Listen, Kurt, I have struggled enough to survive all these years. I can't let it catch up to me now. So whatever you need, whatever is required to stop this, I'm in.
All right.
Can't fight this feeling anymore. I've
Mr.
forgotten
Fox.
what the poisoning is for. Gonna run right through the door. Sorry.
I just got to imagine that she's trying to sing this while they're having this
Sing
conversation.
Through the door. We just suddenly
Yeah.
hear the singing coming.
Yeah, no, okay.
Not really,
I-
but man, that's a Cordelia thing. I'm sorry, it just popped into my head here.
And just we see that small
Not
little.
enriching the mood.
I think it'd be hilarious if Cordelia was also in this campaign.
Oh,
I
Cordelia.
can see it potentially.
You know what? I would have a fun time with that.
Oh, I bet.
And I miss playing her.
I know. We'll get back.
Eventually.
We'll get back there eventually.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
On.
Oh yes.
And we're gonna have us a fireball at this restaurant of ours.
No.
Looking
I
forward to the
forgot about
fireball,
that.
are you?
I mean, I
Hey,
want to
this
know
time-
where I am when all this happens.
True. And at least this time, it's not Celia's fault. Maybe.
That we know of, because hell,
So
she could have been
far.
like, guys, I found a bunch of scrolls of fireball. And she accidentally set one off.
All your fault. That's it. I'm changing the
Wait, no, what?
story so that it's entirely
You
your
know
fault.
what? It actually is pretty fitting if it is her fault.
See, as soon as it happens, she blames it on someone else, but then sells those scrolls of fireball for like a nice profit.
Yeah.
I'm kidding, by the way. I didn't just give away the entire plot line.
What?
What are you saying? Of course I did.
That's actually how our war with the other, guilds started. She blamed them for one of her accidents.
Many
That is also
accidents.
very Celia. Oh, go no.
We should get back to that at some point.
At some
But
point, yeah.
obviously, we
I'll
gotta
put it
finish
this way.
one of
I
these.
wouldn't put it past her like that if she accidentally shot one of us and we didn't see who it was. She was like, that guy ran down that way. He had the Xanathar colors.
I mean, I would shoot you guys on purpose. I wouldn't accidentally do it. Celia would own up to it.
No, and that's the thing. You
You
did
would.
it unaccidentally. When you actually want to do it, you straight up look us in the face and shoot us.
Okay, she does have really bad aim. Yes, that's fair.
like historically bad aim, actually. Come to think of it.
I held that damn scarecrow in front of you and you still hit me.
I rolled double ones.
It's just. I feel like, I should literally create that meme at some point. If I had a nickel for every time Celia rolled 2 nat 1s with advantage, I'd have 2 nickels.
I mean,
Which is
that
a
little
lot.
TikTok you had about that, like, just fired and then I missed, like, for like 2 minutes. Like, that is exactly what happened.
100% what happened. Oh no.
No, yeah. But, yeah, no, he does let you know that his investigation on his side will be going slow and you can check in whenever you want. But he does, if you do find anything, just be careful is his main thing. We're going into this blind, so let's try not to let them know that we're on to them.
Of course. You know me, Kurt, if
Mm.
there's one thing I'm good at, it's surviving.
Subtlety. Sorry.
Okay, I was about to say, if you said something about being nonchalant or incognito, or at least subtle.
I was always the best distraction, though.
You were, and then I had to make sure nothing came after you. For most of it.
And that's why we made the best team.
It's because no one else wanted the hassle. Come on, you know that.
She's gonna
Well,
open
let me
her mouth
rephrase.
as if she's gonna argue back, but then she closes it. 'Cause she
Let
has
me
nothing to
rephrase.
say.
No one else thought they could handle the hassle.
I don't think well, I'll just circle back to that's why we made the best team.
Hey, no arguments. We got it done by someone's definition.
It got done. One way or another.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what higher ups thought. So how the hell did you get friends? And like they're sticking to you is what I'm actually more curious about, because I've seen you make a quick few friends and then, give it a day or two.
To be fair, it's only been a day. If even that.
It's been much longer.
We met on the boat?
I mean, we've been on that ship for a month.
Yeah, months, and then... Oh, she might be lying, though.
Yeah.
That's entirely up to her.
We met on the boat, and you know me, an opportunity arises, I take it, made a good amount of money, and then they suddenly swarmed to me when I got off. Do you think they're in it for the money? Wait, no, I haven't given them any money.
Actually, you
do they
technically
even
have
know?
given me money.
But we haven't done
Do
that.
you-
Wait, are you guys talking?
They stepped into a room like privately. I'm assuming you guys are just
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
yeah,
door
we're not...
hearing
Okay.
We're probably,
everything
like, waiting outside, I assume. I'm just joking around with what
Yeah.
I say.
Oh yeah, no, like you could easily listen at the door. Like it's just a door between you, and you guys could definitely overhear this if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I'd like to overhear this. It'd be
I'm just
nosy.
no, I'm just assuming it's like that meme with the 2 people, like one of them with a cup, both listening up against the ear, against the door.
No, yeah,
Well,
that could
they're
totally
talking
happen.
together, just
Now, both of you on the outside actually do see that same half-elf pass by, who just looks at the 2 of you, recognizing who you were with, and that fact you're looking back into that room, and she seems to recognize not even the person, but the actual door, and she seems to scowl at her just a little bit. And then she leaves in a huff. She just leaves in a huff.
Leaves in a huff. I mean, I guess we don't really need to follow up with her, considering we already know where he is then.
Well, I would like to eavesdrop on the stretched truth here.
I mean, oh, sure thing.
What would you like me to?
I mean, again,
What would you like
she
me to
actually
roll
has
here?
given me money. Come to think of it.
I mean, it's completely up to you. Do you think they're in it for the money?
give
How
me
do you want to
none.
continue this story?
Odd thing is, Roya's genuine. She really doesn't know why these people are following her.
All right. Do they know about the money? Is my question.
I think she knows Neris knows. Because
Oh, yeah.
she got the money from the fighting pit. And then Neris and Virtue are kind of close, so it would make sense that he would tell her about it.
All right. So you're
She found out
certain
about
at
the
least
fighting
one
pit
of them
and stuff,
knows,
right?
but you're
Or
not
she
sure
would
about the other
think,
one.
at least.
Yeah.
Well, no, the fighting thing, the little fight club she ran on the ship was her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, but would Virtue have heard about it from her already?
No.
But again, she's making, assumptions about like what is going on.
Yeah, she's definitely
Them.
jumping to conclusions in her mind.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But depending on what she says, and also Kirk's own like interpretation and filter of what she says.
Yeah, because Kurt's right. Roya hasn't really had friends, so she doesn't know why these two are following her.
She may think there's an honest chance these guys are just spies or something.
Yeah, that
Spying on me.
money. They're trying to take advantage of her. Something.
And that's a 13 on a perception check for listening in. I don't know if that passes or not.
I mean, unless we start going super hushed with this conversation, you can likely hear it just fine.
Okay.
Not the most subtle conversation, sounds like.
Then Virtue's just gonna scoot in. And like she'll sort of do that thing where she like raises her finger and opens her mouth to talk, like like she's gonna butt in. She's really struggling on whether or not to butt in here, but then she'll eventually go for it.
So you just open the door and
Actually,
barge in to like
Miss
let
Roya,
them
that
know.
would be we're
And Neris
Actually,
is
Miss
surprised by
Roya,
it.
we're following you around because, well, we worked together, though briefly, back in the mainland, and I can't help but wonder if it was fate that we were supposed to meet and work together. I mean, the gods bring us together in strange ways, and, well, we continue to become entwined. It might be a loose braid, but a braid nonetheless.
Roya looks surprised as soon as the door opens.
Yeah, Neris,
And I have no
again,
need or want of your money.
Neris is also looking surprised and is just trying to look like he's doing the looking to the side, kind of whistling sort of gesture, arms behind his back, like, I don't know what's going on. No, I wasn't spying on you.
She'll flash a look towards Kurt that just says, "You didn't even lock the door."
But
I'm sorry. Were we planning on doing something else after this?
were you?
Well, if we ever were, it's definitely not happening now.
And he just starts chuckling.
Well,
Well-
I'm staying at one of the taverns here. Not the coin.
Landho, Original, or the Couple's Tryst?
Which one is it that I'm staying at?
The Original.
The Original. I think that's what the sign said.
And as soon as he says that, Virtue, you recognize the name, the Couple's Tryst, as the name you saw on the buildings on the outside when you went to go do that little fetch quest.
Ah, okay.
And then you would also recognize the other one as the inn/brothel by the docks.
Ah, okay.
Ah.
Yeah, she'll just say the Original. So if you need me, or if you find out anything, come find me.
Oh, you're going to make me blush. I'll send word. Good luck with your friends. They seem... Well, good luck.
She'll look between Virtue and Neris and then turn back at Kurt. Thanks, I will. Thanks.
Great. As soon as he walks out, just chuckling and smiling, you see that same maid come up and just slap him.
Ooh.
Hold on, gotta roll something.
Ooh. The tea.
Seeing that, Roya just bursts into laughter in the room.
And he just, starts rubbing the side of his face. And good afternoon to you too, Violet. Is there something you needed? She just responds with just a scowl, a hump, and continues to walk away. She really does have the completely wrong picture, and no one seems to be as bothered correcting that.
No.
What was she agitated about?
I'm sure it's none of our business. And definitely not my fault. We should go.
He certainly has.
I stopped trying to figure out women the second I met them.
Yeah, you certainly seem to have kind of looking over at Roya and then back
Well,
at him.
that's unfortunate.
Women troubles.
Now, if you don't, I'm just a bit concerned for you, man. You gotta get yourself out there.
Well, perhaps
Exactly, you can go to prayer groups.
perhaps we can talk at some point.
She's
but
right, actually. There's a great one down by the old church.
Does that work? Very often?
You'd be surprised.
Really?
Absolutely. You can woo the girls by
Chuckles again.
showing off your strength, seeing how many chairs you can lift at the church function.
Of course.
Is that why they kept doing that?
And of
they're just trying to see.
and of course with your input.
Of course.
Look,
Of course.
he just looks back at Roy and is like, really?
Roya will just smirk. Oh, Kurt.
I thought she was fucking with me for a second, but this is really how she is.
This is really how she is, yes.
Honest to God, that is how she is.
Well, it was a pleasure, Miss,
Yes,
terribly
yeah,
sorry, Kurt, bodyguard to, well, our esteemed Governor de Sardet, and I'm terribly sorry to say I can't remember yours at the moment, Miss.
You talking to me?
He is. He is straight up admitting I honestly wasn't paying
Oh.
attention the first time.
Oh, Hawkins. Virtue, obedience, Hawkins.
You're serious?
Yes. And she kind of looks a little hurt.
Roya chuckles a little bit.
That's your real name?
Oh, that's a very unique name. Certainly not one I've ever heard before. Father must have loved you quite a lot.
Oh, it's not an uncommon one, at least in my religious faction. I mean, there was one girl named Silence, and then another named Prudence. One named Chastity, but she's already married with let's see, 7 children, as I recall.
Neris just kind of like blinks, like what the hell?
No, it's if you go back, like I said, side of the church, about don't know if it was the northern west or just the western side. A few people by that name actually.
Chastity? Really?
Yeah, no, a lot of names of just odd or something about enveloping what you're trying to strive for, something like that. Boy named Discipline, something like that. Honor,
I
perseverance. I don't know.
feel like
Never
it'd
really
be,
done much for that.
feel like it would be
Then
funny to not, or it'd be impartial. I'm not entirely certain the word on it, but Chastity has 6 children. Really?
yes, no, 7
7.
before I left.
Quite the irony there, I think.
It would depend on what you mean. You said she was married. Yes?
Yes,
Certainly,
yes,
but
she's married.
Well, there you go.
I think the point still stands.
Well, then I shall have to seek out this church. Sounds like a delightful
north
place.
side
Piece of home.
church. You kind of missed the building. You'd be the only one decorated, and you'll see the people there. Good luck with all this. And just remember, as bad as you think she is, she can always get worse. Good luck.
Encouraging. Okay. Strange. All right.
Oh, Kurt. Don't ever change.
Never
Is
change.
he a beau of yours?
Can you repeat that for me? You cut out a little bit there.
Is he a beau of yours? Beau as in like a
Oh,
boyfriend.
Okay, I thought for a second it's like you said, is he a bow? I was like,
I
oh,
heard
what
a
is?
bowl, and I was just like, what? Wait, okay.
I thought I heard bowl.
Same.
A beau, like a boyfriend.
Oh, not
Or a suitor.
bowl.
Yeah,
Bow.
yeah.
Oh,
no.
That's the
Oh.
second
I know.
time you said it,
Like
but that's
a
how
bow
I was
actually.
like,
That makes more sense. I had like I said, I thought I heard like a bow. I was like, oh, is it like? Do you think she's a kind of weapon?
Beau, beau.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Bow and arrow. You gonna fire arrows from him?
Now, don't underestimate her. If I know her, they've likely come up with the plan of like hiding a bow on him with the string, like just underneath his arm, so it just doesn't look like he has anything.
Yes,
As soon as he
my
lifts
bow.
up his arm,
Does
just
he
immediately
use a bow?
start using a bow.
Is his special ability to transform into a bow?
Sure is my bow. Wait, what?
He's my bow. Yeah, no, I use him as a bow and arrow.
Yeah, Kurt.
Yeah,
lift up
you
your
guys didn't know. If you guys
He's
never
my
seen,
tool.
have you never seen Die Hard? There's a bow strapped to his back that she just rips off and uses whenever she needs one.
Of course.
Okay, so what do you guys?
Yeah, Roy doesn't answer Virtue. Instead, she just kind of chuckles to herself and walks out the door.
All right, that's one of you guys at the palace. What about the other two? What would you like to do?
Tease
wanna go check out this
Roy the
church.
entire way out. No, I'm kidding.
All right. Two of you have already all of you know about the departure on day 3. So today and tomorrow, essentially, do as you will. If you wish to prepare, gather info, or just explore. On the 3rd day, if you want to go, meet up here to essentially meet up with Desarde and begin the journey.
Begin the journey in proper.
Also, only 2 of you have technically told or committed to going. The other person just knows about it. They have not yet to say anything about going or not.
We'll find out. We'll see how I feel that day.
Mm-hmm.
I could very much see that.
Before these 2 completely leave, Virtue will invite them to go churchin' with her.
Go churchin'?
Mm-hmm. Go to the church.
Sounds like whining and dining, except for churching and lurching. I don't know.
I am going to be very honest here.
Ooh.
You. That sounds horrible. There's a fighting pit calling my name.
Oh, but why? Oh, but Roya, have you never felt the absolute joy and relief of a prayer and unburdening your soul? And at this point, her perhaps optimistic Jehovah's Witness personality does fade into a rather solemn one when she mentions unburdening one's soul.
No.
I'm so sad I'm not here because I've touched as like Emerge's response to this. I'm sorry.
I know you do.
Absolutely. Yes. If I'm being honest, I don't think I'll be joining you either. I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry.
No, I understand. Perhaps another day.
I don't think so. But
right.
I do hope
I'll leave you to your drinking or revelry, or whatever it is you intend to do.
Yes, hedonism. The only alternative to church. He teases.
Oh, I love it.
The only alternative.
No, but the funny thing, she's saying this out of like a genuine concern.
For our souls, our
doesn't realize
eternal
how
souls.
much of a. She doesn't realize how much of a forceful presence she's putting out there, and so she will just turn around and start down the street to find this church.
Do you think she'll be all right on her own after what happened this morning? He kind of says to her as she's walking away.
Oh, the prisons aren't that bad.
The prisons?
She'll keep walking.
I'd ask how you know that.
Virtue, I need you to give me a quick wisdom check.
Prisons aren't that bad.
I, the player, know how you know that, but Neris does not know how you know that, because we just arrived.
Well, this is a new settlement, new prisons. They haven't had time to grow like 2,000 years of mold and rat turds yet, so
He's
got a point.
He's got a point. Only about like a couple years worth of mold and rat turd.
Definitely because they're newer prisons. That's why they're not that bad. Not because she was just down there. Let's go.
She's got some personal experience.
Wait, so who did you want to roll the wisdom?
Precisely.
Virtue, quick wisdom check because you're essentially heading off.
Yes, wisdom. Let's see. 18.
Hey, with that quick check of wisdom, you're very much able to detect you don't know this city. So wandering off by yourself, probably not the best idea. Asking for directions, definitely the way to go.
Mm-hmm.
And just quick couple of words with Coinsguard or passerby, shopkeep, and you are very much able to get the directions to the church. It is very much in the northwest quadrant of the city, and you can make your way there. Probably won't take you more than maybe 10, 15 minutes walking.
Mm-hmm.
And you are finally starting to notice this place, well, not as big as some of the cities that you've been in. And Serene, you can see how this place is definitely being made to grow as you start expanding outward.
Nice. Beautiful land.
Yeah, and what about you guys doing after you see Virtue, walk into the sunset / to the church?
I think
All right. Yeah.
I think a relaxing evening is in order after
Finding
everything,
good.
and well, I do suppose that is your definition of relaxing, so I think I might partake a bit. Maybe a couple of good drinks, and I'll save the working on designs for tomorrow then, or generally in the future.
A big smile will flash on Roya's face. Attaboy. Now come on, let's go have some fun.
All right. Enter a fight together, perhaps? After all, you're not exactly
Ooh.
going to be top dog anymore in this new arena.
I don't need to be top dog. I just need to control who is the top dog.
An interesting way of putting it.
Well, let's go scope out the competition. Let's go see what we're up against. After today, a good fight might just be what I need.
Understood.
All right, so you guys are making your way to the fighting pits?
Yeah. I sense that there's a seasoned history between you and him, but I feel like that's gonna be its own conversation perhaps later, or perhaps over a long period of time.
Well, get me drunk enough. Let's see what spills out.
I guess we'll see.
Beer.
And Neris, almost on the wind as you walk away, as soon as she says that, you can swear you hear someone laughing in the distance when she exclaims that.
Do I recognize the voice?
Could have sworn it was Kirk laughing. I'm not sure why.
I think I've got a guess.
Always feel like somebody's watching me. And I guess so Kirk can see. Whoa.
Yep. Certainly seems to be the case.
Well, all right, let's start with Virtue first, as you make your way
Okay.
down to the church. Is there anywhere else you'd like to stop and explore, or are you just beelining it to the direction given?
I mean, if there's anything interesting that catches my eye on the way, anything suspicious or interesting, then I'll stop. But otherwise, going straight for the church.
Roll me a quick perception check to see if anything catches that eye of yours, or maybe you're too much focusing in on the building itself.
Yes, sir. Okay, perception. Ooh. Okay, +4, 18.
All right, with an 18 on this specific side, you are able to see there seems to be a new slew of very almost identical buildings being built on this specific side. You notice that these seem to be new housing, but they all seem to be a lot more uniform and a lot more familiar to the kind of house you're used to seeing. Though the ones you're used to seeing are built on farms, so they're very much spaced out around the land that they tend to work before you see the next house. These are all a lot closer together, almost like back in the city, almost like essentially a new kind of neighborhood, less farmland, more city-state, but very much the same type of building.
Nice.
The ones on the street are finished and furbished, but you can see more spanning outward. New ones seems to be being built. The land is slowly being essentially worked, and I'm trying to think. I can't come up with a word. Essentially, they're shaping the land so it fits what they need, and like evening it out, taking out anything in the way.
Terraforming or landscaping? I don't know.
Bulldozing something. Okay. So they definitely intend on growing the population here, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, because like the city, like going from small port to small village, like they're going full city just to try to catch up with the other two who already have like fully established cities.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's for the most part. That seems to be the only thing you notice aside, and then you do like you see the normal like a few shops, which you imagine is a smithy, by a discerning constant banging of hammer on metal. Do see across a quick corner seems to be a baker. Hits your nose first. Smell fresh bread.
Yum.
And then you see the church. Very nicely kept. And you see there seems to be a few dozen people that seem to be exiting it. As you can see, you're roughly 40 feet away, but you can see a small gathering of people now exiting and seems to be dispersing towards the city.
So I just missed service or prayer group or something.
Or something. Not entirely sure what the schedule is here, but it's a pretty safe estimation.
Okay. Well, even though people seem to be leaving, she'll head towards the church and enter.
As you do, you're greeted by a few other seem to be sisters and well-dressed individuals who seem to be slowly cleaning up, gathering a few things, and more or less seem to be just organizing things. They'll just give you a gentle smile and wave. No one seems to stop you from entering. You're inside the church. You can now notice it's actually a lot bigger than it looked on the outside. Since you only saw it from the corner, you can only see the front, which is roughly 24 feet across, roughly 30 feet before you hit the roof. But back, you can see this thing goes for a good almost 50 yards.
Okay. Wow.
So the actual seating and everything doesn't start until further back. This entrance is, in fact, what it is, just an entrance and you can now see the statues, murals, different depictions. Most of these stories, historical events, essentially just retellings of the old events you've often read about. What do you do?
Well, are there many people sitting in the pews? Is there anybody at the pulpit cleaning up?
No one there. You can see the few people seem to be outside, though there are one or two people milling around at the very end. Seem to be finishing something up. You're not entirely sure from where you are. You're still at roughly the main entrance. where most of the stuff is. You can certainly go and investigate. No one seems to be stopping you.
Okay. Well, Virtue's gonna go ahead and take a seat in one of the pews and look up at the altar, fold her hands, and start to contemplate over the events that have brought her here, praying fervently.
And
Um,
however long you wish to stay here, you're not disturbed. You will be eventually asked if there's anything you need when you hear someone approach. There seems to be a man dressed in robes. You can tell this is likely one of the priests here.
mhm. So I think
Gives
she'd
you
have a few
warm.
tears have rolled down her face at this point, and so looking up from her folded hands, she'll look to the priest and immediately dry her eyes. I can't think of anything I'd require. But thank you. I heard that this was a nice little church, and well, little might not be the word to describe it, but a nice place to be. It's good to be here.
Thank you. It is, well, it's grown from what it once was, but we are a growing community. And should you ever require it, I am just down the hall to the left. That is where my quarters will be. In the office.
Thank you.
Please stay as long as you like, and if you do require a place to spend the evening, we have, to the left, one of our associates can direct you to a place where you could lay your head should you choose.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. What did you say your name was?
Raymond.
Raymond. Father Raymond? Reverend Raymond?
Father. Yes.
Ah. Well,
I
thank
must
you,
confess,
Father Raymond.
you're new to the city?
I am. I've just
Well, sorry, go ahead.
come from the mainland. A very small village. You probably would never have heard of it.
Well, welcome to our humble community. Don't know if you're planning to stay or simply passing through on your journey, but please feel at home here.
Thank you. And well, I imagine I'll be here for some time. I don't know if I'll ever go back. And I imagine I'll be all over this island at some point at least. But in the next few days I'll be making a circuit with Constantine's relation to go and travel, and I'm actually hoping to meet the Lady Cardinal.
Oh, that's quite an adventure you have ahead of yourself.
Yes. And an unexpected one at that.
The unexpected is a part of life and something we must do our best to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
You seem troubled, but if you wish, like I said, my door is open.
And she'll glance around the room, a bit unsure. I am troubled, and I fear that the things I've done I can never rest to many people. But still, I find solace here.
I'm glad. Glad our home could help you find that. Take whatever time you need.
Thank you, Father Raymond. And she'll return to her place in the pews. This time, not necessarily praying, just sitting in contemplation, just thinking.
All right. He leaves and returns to where you saw him stay, his office, and
Are you there? Oh,
sorry,
hello?
everything went completely silent for like a good minute. What's up?
I think it was just nobody talking.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought there was an and at the end of that, like you see
No, sorry.
him go
No,
to
yeah,
his office.
he left. No, he's gone. He's in his office.
Okay, cool. That's it. All right.
All right. Well, you're there until you choose to leave.
Okay.
And if there's
Well,
anything else,
I'll just chillax here. Can scoot on over to Roy and Neris.
all right. Jumping over to you two. You've just entered the building. Don't know what entrance you wanted to use, but now you know of two of them. How would you like to enter the fighting pit?
Through the prison. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you could.
No, she'll probably go through the one through the inn tavern.
In tavern. I think that would make most sense. It's the only one I know about either, so unless you
And
show
you're free
off.
to go in there.
Yep.
All right. And you make your way downstairs. Bar's there if anyone wants to try and get anything before they go in.
I think she will ask Neris. Did you want a drink before we head down?
Suppose it wouldn't hurt either way. I'll take something. Be a Long Island iced tea, something like that. Would it be called Long Island iced tea? Don't know if it's the same. Whatever the equivalent of that would be.
Mix all of your hard liquors in a drink. That's what he wants.
Of course. Here's drink. I say that teasingly. Kind of. So yeah, he's gonna... The night's to unwind, so why not unwind before the fight?
Yeah, she's gonna go to the bar and ask him, what's your favorite drink to make?
Are you asking the bartender or me?
Bartender.
Okay.
I know everything.
Hey, bartender.
Yeah, anything you want, it's likely he's going to have. Specialty though, yeah, no, he'll probably have those too. He will ask you though if you'd like it here or sent somewhere.
We'll be going down to the fighting arena.
Would you like to wait for it here or just have it sent down with your name?
Send it Marina is like. She'll leave him her name.
All right. What about you, nurse?
I'll get again whatever the equivalent of a Long Island iced tea would be, and I'll get it sent down as well. I think he assumes that we're not going to have it until neither shortly before or our actual fight or after, possibly.
I mean, that depends on what you guys choose to do. But yeah, you place your orders, they're taken, and after names are given, you guys enter down into what looks like a cellar, and one of you already recognizes the downward entrance. Then you look at this massive underground cavern. It looks like a wooden stadium, coliseum kind of bit, and as you walk in, you can see there is a second guard, essentially entrance. There's one that says spectators, and as well as a large podium for bets, and then a separate entrance on the side that says competitors.
Roya will look at Neris. Well, what do you say? Did you want to jump right into it or watch a few rounds first?
I'd say I'm fairly open, but I see no reason not to get right into it, if that's the plan for tonight. Unless you wanted to scope out our competition. But forgive me if I haven't exactly pinned you as that type so far.
You're starting to know me too well. I feel like I should be concerned.
I pick up fast.
Smart.
Clever boy.
Deadly.
Thank me, or?
Well then, let's just jump right in. And she'll start walking towards the competitor section.
All right.
All right. There's a small line. You have to wait a little bit, but it eventually thins out. You hit a small desk. There's a woman there, tiefling, simple dress, hair done up in a bun. There seems to be a pencil quill on the side, and she asks, conversation-wise, until eventually gets to you and asks, first time here or returning?
First time.
First time, yes.
Oh, lovely. Well, we do a few different things here. And since you're in this line, you'd like to take part. So, we have teams and singles. There are multiple events, such as the normal bracket match, as well as the Champions Climb, as well as the Beasts Challenge. Which of these sounds interesting to you?
So it was Beasts, Champions, and what was the third one?
Bracket?
The bracket,
I guess that's
the Beast
okay.
Champion, and then the Champions Climb.
Kind of look to you for inspiration.
Do I want to fight?
Just got here.
Or do I want to fight people?
Both are good,
Both are
depending on
good.
who you ask, I guess.
Is there a prize for winning either of these?
Or are there different prizes? You get more money with one.
There's just depending on if you're wagering against or simply entering.
Let's start with the beasts.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be best.
The Beast is a simple 5-round roulette. There are different creatures on this island. Some have been captured.
I take it these are all specifically from the island, or?
They are from the island, from its different regions, and you are to be pitted against them. If you survive all 5 rounds, you win that round's champion, and of course, you get its prize.
All right.
Oh,
Kind of looks towards Roya. I think that sounds good then.
sure. We'll do that one.
Do we bet on ourselves, or do we simply just enter and win the prize if we win?
That's You can choose to bet. The wagering is a separate entity. If you're entering any one of these, there's a small entrance fee, and if you complete the challenge as instructed, there is a champion purse.
All right.
It's really rather simple. People understand, well, they tend to pay to see people both succeed and fail, and either way you do get a little something, unless you're dead.
Unless you die. Yes, that does seem to be the trick. Avoiding, and you can just kind of slide this finger across his throat. Avoiding that.
Well, that's one way it happens. There are many different beasts here, and that's only that challenge. The bracket, as you can imagine, is more tournament style, and those are done in advance. If you register for one of those, you'll simply be expected to be here the next time one of them is fully yes, those only happen when enough people essentially sign up for them. The Simple Champions Climb is essentially everyone who shows up that particular day, and it is a simple, well, free-for-all, as it were, until there's only one champion remaining.
Eventful. And then what was the entrance fee, out of curiosity?
It depends on what challenge you take. The Beasts challenge is simple, and it also depends on the number of competitors. It's just, if you're choosing to do a one person, that would be a 30 gold. But upon completing all 5 challenges, you walk away with 200. Only if you complete the 5. If you're doing this in a team, you each would only pay 20, but the pot is bolstered to 400. We split amongst you as you see fit. It's a better show if there's one person going up against many, but that's also a dangerous endeavor. We would only recommend to the experienced.
Yeah, I think we might want to hone our skills a bit more before kind of partaking in that. He's kind of looking over at Roy with that.
So 20 gold each. The Beast Champion. Us 2 as a team. Should start rummaging her purse until she pulls out 20 gold pieces.
Nurse will also kind of pull out 20 gold. Out of curiosity, when does this start? Is that event happening shortly, or is this still a bit of a wait until this happens?
We can have it organized within the hour if you're both teaming up to do this. 5 rounds.
All right. Sounds good to me.
All right, you both get the things paid, and you're essentially told where to wait, and your drinks arrive within 2 minutes.
The timing.
Alright,
Get a
so
little
we
liquored
get
up before we.
and then we go fight. Perfect plan. Nothing could
We probably should be
go wrong.
sober for the tournament, but I think for the beasts, hopefully this is like.
And they did essentially tell you that this starts in levels, and you're doing the first one. It goes up to, there are 7 different levels.
Okay, so you can like register, like because it's 5 rounds. You register, do the first tourney, then do the second, like the third, up until 7.
No, it's
Or is it?
You can sign up for anyone you'd want. This is just the beginner when you do the first time. It's 5 rounds back to back, and winning essentially at the end is what gets you the prize.
And
she just.
What was the pot again?
200
It's
gold
20 gold
each.
and 200 gold each. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Pretty much, yeah. Like when you're
Nice,
entering
nice.
in a team, it's essentially 20 per person, and you get essentially 200 each if you win all 5.
Nice, nice.
Now I have to ask, beginning this combat, which is going to be essentially 5 different fights, and I have, the 5 different types of animals you're fighting. They let you know that some is just going to be a single big one, while others are just going to be multiple small ones.
Yeah.
Do we want to start that now, or do we want to try and save that for the beginning of the other one? Because it's getting a little late, and I actually do have to get up early tomorrow.
I can go either way, but if you're needing to get to bed, that is understandable.
I need to hop off here.
Understandable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, we will begin this lovely thing next time. But you know what? I'll give you guys the starting. When you enter this tournament, it essentially looks like a large, essentially think a mini, essentially the size of a baseball field is the size of your arena.
That makes sense.
It's about 12
Good.
feet tall wooden wall that goes around it, and then behind that is the large stadium, all roughly made out of stone and wood, where you can see plenty of people out there jeering, drinking, having a good time. And as you two step out onto it, the first of your opponents steps out, and what you see is a large, tusked, unknown creature to both of you. I'll have the picture ready next time, but for those of you who have seen different animals, this looks like they put a shark's face on the body of a bear. And instead of being fur,
And
it's leathery, it's got tusks and claws. And this looks like such an amalgamation, but everything on it perfectly melds into itself. It's big, it looks mean, and as soon as it eyes the both of you, it's an eerie thing, but you can almost swear you see it smile.
Ooh, neat. And it's just one of these for this fight, right?
This one is just one of these, very large though. This is the size of, this is roughly like as big as a horse.
All right.
So we're probably, better yet, just buffalo. Just imagine this thing as a freaking buffalo, which is not the greatest thing to imagine.
It's an interesting buffalo, shark, bear. Okay.
Yeah.
But
we will continue this next time.
Next
Sounds
time.
good.
Cool, nice.
Hey, this, if you guys win, you can make
Dragon Ball Z.
This is how you get a name for yourself, and this is how you get good coin if you survive.
Get some rep. And blow off steam. As Neris has learned.
Oh yeah, no. You guys don't even want to know what's in, like,
Protect.
I wouldn't give you guys anything past the second level of this, because that you need to be up into like your level 10s to start poking into those kinds of matches.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I should be too concerned, but we'll want to be on guard for these. We shouldn't take these lightly, especially since it's just the two of us.
Yeah, all these creatures that you've not yet seen before. It's all new stuff.
Yeah, that's also partially why I was thinking, part of it is I wanted to and thought Neris would be interested in trying this out here, but also probably registering for one of these solo, especially if you're doing like the beasts like this, probably isn't the greatest idea.
This is actually one of the places that, like, a lot of, and you would have noticed, there's a few people with different kinds of weapons and inventions. This is the place where they come to test themselves out with new styles, new items, and new things, because they can start any one of these matches and then just quit whenever they feel like, okay, I got what I need.
Neris is definitely notes that down. And maybe that notes down some of the other people's inventions.
You see some weird ones. Actually, there's one thing that I say that catches your eye because you're in like the contestants booth. There's a specific team that have weapons that look, at first glance, like someone took some of the oldest kind of museum-looking like hatchets, like chipped swords made out of stone.
Ah, interesting.
Like mauled
like stone tools?
tree arcs. Yeah, like almost stone tools. And so you start getting a better look at them, and you specifically you can both notice this. There's engravings and just filigree into the very material, the wood, the stone. You're not even sure what's holding it together, some kind of odd silverish tar. And the second they seem to be ready to step out, half of them ignite in an unknown fire. Some seem to crackle with lightning. Others just seem to start giving off an eerie glow. One of them, you can swear, starts dripping acid, and it just seems to continue.
That is. Do I recognize like any markings or like notations?
There's nothing on this that's familiar to you in any way.
Like is this group from like some specific guild or something that he could recognize?
No, nothing on it seems to be noticeable. Even the garb they're wearing just seems to be like the basic cloak, just some basic armor. It's mainly their weapons that seem to be catching your attention. And if it wasn't for like the weird kind of show they just put on, you would have sworn they just went into the woods and coupled this together.
Fair. Yeah, that is fair. And interesting, and very interesting. Maybe that's a unique material from this continent that we could see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
No one wanted to be a druid.
I thought that being an artist.
I mean, no, that's
and a druid.
That's like that's one side of the spectrum, and you're in a new place with a new set of rules.
Yeah. I also, as a side note, I've been not fully I haven't fully decided that this is what I'm gonna do. But I'm thinking I might change my subclass potentially, depending on how things go. Because I'm thinking that armorer might be fun to do, but we'll see.
And yeah, no, you find a way to do it, get the right materials, and someone to either help you or you can go go at it yourself. Definitely a possibility.
Might be handy to join it, found a guild.
I mean, you've also, you've still got that other city to build, and you know that they're going to be a visit because once they finish the Taleme visit and they come back, they have to also go to the yet to be named city for the Bridge Alliance.
Yet to be named. We should come up with a name, guys.
I mean, you can go and ask for what's named this time, but
probably not. Unless it's a really good name.
No one says you have to call the city what it's called. You can just name it whatever you want.
That is a good point. Call Phoenix, Arizona, Hotsville.
I mean, I call my own, currently Vegas. I'm just calling, welcome to Gambling Town.
Also accurate. I'm still just thinking about that. Was that something that you had pre-prepared, or was that off the cuff, Heidi? Chastity having 7 kids? Having a childhood acquaintance or whatever named Chastity that had 7 kids?
So she named a bunch of kids in her community, and one of them essentially had a name that just happened to have a large family when they settled down.
Fair enough.
I mean, I was just pulling that out of thin air, but it was fun. It would fit.
Nice.
True. It's fun to riff when you just start getting into it, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great bits. Just kind of form out of thin air sometimes.
All right. I gotta get up early, and I also gotta actually prep some food because we did a rosca thing at work, and I pulled one of the little Little white men.
Yep.
Ooh.
Have fun.
Yeah,
All right.
That's
Well, take care,
fun, yeah.
guys. Sleep well, and
Been
see
nice.
you
See
next
you Monday.
week,
Woo,
or
see
maybe
See
even
you guys
sooner if
Monday.
we, depending on what happens. But take care,
Perhaps.
y'all.
next time, guys.
Yeah.
We get
See you
murdered by
next.
lurkers.
Yeah,
Cloak.
sounds like fun.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.